Perera Shoemakers, handmade in Antigua, Guatemala. Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Dale of Dale's Leatherworks. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have the profound honor and privilege to be reviewing a pair of my buddy Pablo's boots. Pablo of Dimar Shoe Repair in Guelph, Ontario. And today we're taking a trip to La Antigua, Guatemala, where these boots are 100% handmade. So a little bit about Antigua before we get started. So Antigua in Guatemala is a town that comes up quite a bit. I listen to a lot of paranormal, ancient mystery type podcasts that have to do with like ancient Mayan culture, ancient Mayan civilization, and Guatemala always comes up as a focus point, particularly places like Tikal, El Mirador, Yaja, I think I'm pronouncing that right, as well as obviously the Mayan pyramids, Aguateca, Quirigua. This is a region of the world that has long held my intrigue, and when I met Dievier of Perera Boots at the Stitch Down boot camp, I was blown away by the quality and everything that I saw on the table. I got to meet Dievier and his wife. They're super nice people, super cool, and every build on their table was just fascinating. They're doing something unlike any other bootmaker is doing, in my opinion. They like to get really experimental, really playful, honestly, with a lot of their builds. In particular, this boot. So this is known as their Field Boot in Double Whiskey. For a classic heritage boot perfect for everyday wear, consider the Field Boot. Inspired by vintage military footwear, this version displays a mixed selection of whiskey vaqueta and whiskey bison leather, finishing with an ocean blue heel tab. So it's 100% handmade, 360-degree handmade storm welt construction, hand lasted, in-house unique last design, unmatched fitting on their PB last, vegetable tan vaqueta leather, American bison leather, full leather construction, leather shank and filler. They also have the Field Boot in classic whiskey, which doesn't have the bison. So this iteration of the original Field Boot adds broguing perforations on the cap toe, heel and part of the shaft, giving it a more classic look. Alright, so let's talk about these boots. So I asked Dievier his personal input on this pair of boots, and he said that these boots are good classics, and this is the Field Boot, that's what we named it. We don't try to be particular about the vintage styles, we just take inspiration from them. He said that we try to be a little playful with the stitching lines. This boot is 100% made of vegetable tanned leather. The bison end is painted by hand so that it's a handmade patina, which is one of the main features of our brand. The three volcanoes on the back of the heel tab are very iconic because, as you can see on our social media, we're trying to push. We're proud to be making the boots here in Guatemala, and of course everything is entirely handmade. Three volcanoes on the back is super cool. Yeah, so it's a country with a lot of fascinating history, culture, art, landscapes, volcanoes, and that brings us to boot making. So a little bit about Perera's story before I get into the boots. So they are nestled in a unique town of Antigua, Guatemala, standing as one of the few workshops crafting each piece by hand. With dedication, we create footwear that captures the essence of timeless elegance, transcending passing trends. Join us on this journey as we honor tradition, put Antigua, Guatemala on the map, and redefine the art of handmade footwear. As pioneers in our region, we are not only dedicated to putting Antigua on the map as a hub of shoemaking craftsmanship, but also to preserving and passing on the invaluable knowledge of our master artisans. We understand the significance of mentorship and strive to nurture the next generation of shoemakers, ensuring that the techniques and traditions are carried forward with the utmost care and precision. Patina art. Embrace the allure of our hand-painted footwear. Each brushstroke adds a unique personality, making every pair one of a kind. Celebrate the beauty of imperfection and step into a captivating story told through vibrant colors and intricate designs. Experience the artistry that sets us apart and elevates your style with every stride. So a little bit about Antigua. our craft flourishes amidst the town's timeless charm and artistic energy. Antigua's picturesque scenery and vibrant community inspire us to craft footwear that embodies both heritage and innovation. Antigua's colonial architecture and lush landscapes serve as a boundless source of inspiration. As we create each pair of shoes, we weave the town's beauty into every intricate detail, celebrating its allure with every step you take. Amidst volcanic vistas, set against the breathtaking backdrop of 3 majestic volcanoes, Antigua, Guatemala's landscape paints a unique canvas that ignites our creativity. Like the peaks that stand tall and proud, our footwear reflects strength, resilience, and timeless beauty inspired for the natural wonders that grace our hometown. So the volcanoes overlooking Antigua are Volcán Acatenango and Volcán Fuego and Volcán Agua. There's also Volcán Pacaya, which is the most popular volcano. It's the most associated with Guatemala City. Some are dormant, some are still active. All are awesome. The warmth of the local community embraces us like family. Infused with the spirit of Latin culture, our footwear carries the essence of genuine hospitality, reflecting the open arms and welcoming smiles that defines our beautiful town. So their workshop has an artisanal atmosphere. The workshop is more than just a production space. It's where shoemaking, knowledge, and its culture is preserved. Surrounded by the picturesque beauty of Antigua, our team finds solace and inspiration to craft footwear that transcends expectations. Each pair becomes a piece of timeless elegance and artisanal flair. In our workshop, we believe that a joyful environment yields exceptional creations. We prioritize the well-being of our team, offering a space that fosters creativity and comfort. The synergy of passion and relaxation reflects in the unparalleled quality of our footwear. And I can relate to that. My mini workshop here in my basement is a place of, it's sort of like my sanctuary. It's where I love to just come and express myself creatively. I think a lot of us need that. You know, it's really therapeutic, and working on leather and building things with your hands is so therapeutic and rewarding. I can't stress that enough. A workshop of people, not machine. In a dance between skill and passion, our artisans intricately handcraft each shoe. The human touch resonates with every stitch, evoking a sense of intimacy between the artisan and the creation. We proudly shun the intrusion of machinery, embracing the soulful spirit that defines our workshop. So they hand cut their leather, they hand last the boots, they hand welt the boots, which is a big deal. They hand paint and hand make all their boots. Very commendable. And Bennett Stitchdown just did a post the other day of the Perera shoes. He says, "I've always considered hand-painted patina to be such a remarkable and high-skill craft, but also something whose home is purely in dress shoes. Guatemala's Perera Shoemaker has certainly changed my mind on that. My stone boots started out as Wickett and Craig natural vaqueta before Perera applied a 4-color moss patina that does a solid job of living up to its name." Yeah, I saw those ones at the boot camp as well. Such an intriguing aesthetic. It's super cool to know that it started out as natural. Now it has like a marbled, mossy green appearance. Just beautiful. Alright, so anyways, so this field boot in double whiskey retails at $625. And let's go over the specs. So it comes with this really cool Perera kiltie in here. It's a jagged one, and it doesn't ride too far up the tongue. The tongue is made of bison leather and also has a Perera patch on it. It says 100% handmade in La Antigua. Antigua means antique in Spanish, by the way. The tongue is not gusseted, fully lined. It's got a leather loop in there stitched in to house the laces so that you don't get tongue drift. Very nice. The leather loop is also intricately incorporated into the design. It's stitched in and it comes through a slit in the tongue. Very cool. They also threw in a spare set of kilties as well. Perera branded with a P. Very nice. With a couple slits in there for laces. Their jagged kiltie is going to be in the same leather as the vaqueta, and it's also burnished as well on the tips. Very cool. So we've got bison on the back heel stay with perforations in there. We've got this aqua blue back heel strip painted. Just wild with the 3 volcanoes. Along the collar, we've got a really refined roll top. We've also got perforations along the collar and a really, really beautiful stitching pattern that sort of crosses over itself and goes down the eyelet facings. Absolutely tremendous. And then we've got a really cool marbled museum look along these vaqueta panels on all sides of the vaqueta panels. Not to mention they're all burnished along the edges, and they're even more burnished along the hole perforations and along the stitching along the eyelets. We've got the vamp, which is American bison leather, overlaid with a cap toe. It's structured, also burnished, of vaqueta leather. A beautiful marriage of these two leathers. Really sings. Perforations along the cap toes, 270-degree Goodyear welted. We've got really nice dark antique brass eyelets, 4 standard eyes, 1 speed hook, and then 1 standard eye at the top. The artistry here is on full display. It's just insane. And then we've got a Dr. Sol black super grip outsole and heel cap. It says Perera, 100% handmade in La Antigua on the bottom, size 11. It appears to be fully glove lined on the inside with a veg tan Perera heel seat. And the edge staining is a nice dark chocolate brown color, which really just complements the overall aesthetic of the boot beautifully. The last, this PB last, it's pointed but has a really nice silhouette. The last is pretty straightforward, I would say. It's not super narrow like a standard dress boot would be, but just expertly crafted last there. And yeah, I think I mentioned the toe is burnished as well. Another maker that does similar work that I've seen is Italian shoemaker Antonio Maurizi, which I've owned some of their shoes. It's a similar spirit in that they do a lot of this artisan level burnishing along edges, along the toes, just to create a really elegant artisanal aesthetic. It's really something special. This isn't something that they just cranked out in a factory. You could tell that they care in every step, in every panel, in every piece of this boot. Everything was done with pure intention, and I love it. So Perera does other models. They do a Chelsea boot. They do their base boot, which looks like their plain toe version. They do their field boot in olive green. Those are amazing. They do a field boot wingtip style. They also do hiking boots in black bison, in chocolate, in whiskey bison. They have a rodeo boot, which is similar to an engineer, though it doesn't have the strap at the top and the shaft is slightly shorter. They do a split toe in moss green. They do the stone boot volcano edition. Those are absolutely stunning. Those are probably, if I had to pick anyone off their site right now, it would be that stone boot. Wow. It's got a jagged wedge outsole. Absolutely incredible. And then they have their strap boot, which is an interesting design concept. I don't think I've ever seen anybody else doing a boot quite like this before. I could be wrong, but this is really unique. So it's a derby split toe design. It's got a padded collar, it's got a strap, but it's still a lace-up boot. It's got a double layer back heel stay. The front of the vamp is reinforced with another leather panel, and it appears to be 360 degree. Looks like a stitch down welt with a storm welt. Yeah, overall, super unique, super badass looking boot. I really like this brand. I think they're doing something absolutely phenomenal. Super nice people too. I can't emphasize that enough. Javier is a super cool guy. I got to sit and pick his brain for a while over beers with Pablo of Dimar Shoe Repair, Steve Beto, Nick from Stridewise was there. We were all just hanging out, and I got to pick Javier's brain, and I got to talk to him, and he's such an artisan, and he's so passionate about what he does. He talks about aspects of boot making that I've never heard anybody talk about before, such as the painting, about marrying up aesthetics, blending things together. He really takes his passion seriously, and he's a very unique-minded individual, has crazy good insights into leatherwork and boot making, and I'd love to have him on my channel for boot talk one day. So stay tuned for that. I think that might possibly be in the works. Amazing to see how different people from different parts of the world do their craft and to pick their brains and to sort of just get their perspectives on things. I love it. It's what keeps this hobby so damn interesting. Anyways, with that, I'll shut it down. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Please leave me your thoughts on these incredible Perera field boots. in double whiskey. Double whiskey meaning whiskey bison and whiskey vaqueta. I'm blown away. This is a monumental pair. Massive thanks to Pablo for sending me these. I'll also leave links to his website and Instagram and YouTube channel. He also has a YouTube channel where he does phenomenal boot reconstruction videos, resole videos, things like that. So huge thanks to Pablo as well. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching. I'm Dale of Dale's Leatherworks. I will see y'all in my next video. Whoa!